classes, we were discussing regarding what is sedimentation, what are the different types of sedimentation tank depending upon its size, what are the factors or shape, what are the factors affecting sedimentation process. Then we have seen in the previous class what is the settling velocity, what is drag velocity, how the settling and drag velocity is going to be important. Now, in today's class, we are going to solve regarding, we are going to solve some of the problems on your sedimentation tank. But before going to the solving the problem of a sedimentation tank, to know how to calculate the volume, depth, length, and the breadth of sedimentation tank. Before going to that, we will be seeing some of the important aspect of your sedimentation tank, that is your design of sedimentation tank. We will be just looking towards it. So we will see what is the design of the sedimentation tank, how the sedimentation tank can be designed. Okay. Now, this is your side view of your sedimentation tank, right? This is your side view of a sedimentation tank, how it is going to look, right? Side view means it is a cross-sectional side view, right, of your sedimentation tank, right? So now here, this is your sedimentation tank, right? This is your sedimentation tank, right? Which is going to have the length L, right? It is going to have the length L, and this is your depth of the sedimentation tank, right? This is your depth of sedimentation tank, right? We call it as an H, right? Now, this is your sludge zone. Now, whatever the sediment is going to be there, right? Whichever the sediment or whatever the sediment is going to get settled down at the bottom, right? It is going to be settled in this particular sludge zone. We call this as a sludge zone. Okay. Now, this is your sedimentation tank, how it is going to look, and this is your outlet zone. From here, the water is going to enter and it is going to be collected outside. So this is what your sedimentation tank, which is going to have A, B, C, D, right? This is the, now here, what will happen is, let us consider the horizontal flow sedimentation tank, right? Which is going to have the length L, right? Length L, and then width B and height H, right? Now, volume of the tank is given by, this volume of the tank is going to be given by, right? Volume, right? Volume is given by Q divided by BH. Okay. Now, Q divided, volume is equal to Q divided by BH. Now, this BH is also nothing but your area is, right? V is equal to Q divided by BH. Now, let us consider that, right? Let us consider that from here, the particle or the water is going to enter into your sedimentation tank. From here, the water is going to enter into the sedimentation tank, right? Then, right, it is going to enter into a velocity V, and this is what the settling velocity Vs, right? This particular arrow, we call it as an Vs. When the resultant of vector V and Vs is going to give you this particular vector, right? So here, the water is going to get settled, so the water is going to come in this particular part, and all the sediment is going to get settled down at the bottom. Now, suppose if we increase the velocity, right? If we increase the velocity, instead of water, it is going to come over here, it is going to come into this particular part, and there might be a good number of chances that the water, your suspended particles which are present in water, due to the increase in speed, it is not going to get settled down. It is going to cross away, or it is going to pass away your apart from your sedimentation tank. It is going to move out from your sedimentation tank. So this is with the velocity V. If this is at a higher side, right, what will happen? The particle will pass away from your sedimentation tank. And then if the particle, if this is the, what this is, we call it as a, now from here, if it is going to enter from one particular height H, right? If it is going to enter, this is going to happen. If a greater velocity, right, this is going to happen, and appropriate velocity, this is going to happen. Now, suppose the water is going to enter at a height h, at a smaller height h, it is going to enter, right? Now, also, what will happen if it is going to travel with a lesser proper velocity? It is going to have the vector v, and the particles are going to get settled down at the bottom. Okay, so v and the horizontal, your downward velocity vs, right? It is vs is nothing but your settling velocity, and v is your the horizontal velocity of a flow. Okay, now here we have seen that v is equal to vs. So this is what your v is, and vs is your settling zone. So v divided by vs, right? This is going to give you L, length L, v is equal to L, and h is equal to your height. Okay, so v is equal to v divided by vs is equal to L divided by h. So vs is equal to, if we take v this side, now we will take this particular thing, v divided by vs on this particular side. So what will happen? We are going to get v into h by L. So vh can be given as, right? Here, what is v? V is nothing but your q divided by bh. Here we have already know that v is equal to q divided by bh. So if we substitute v is equal to q divided by bh, so h is going to get cancelled. Then we are going to remain with vs is equal to, right, q divided by as. Okay, or the settling velocity is equal to discharge divided by the surface area of the tank. So this is what we are going to get from your sedimentation tank, your design of sedimentation tank. Now we will see some of the important aspect, right? Detention time is equal to v. This is required, right? These are the some of the design elements of your sedimentation tank. This has been already discussed with you, but we will see what exactly it is. Okay, detention time, I have already told what is the detention time. It is the theoretical time taken by a particle to water to pass between the entry and the exit of the settling tank, or the time period for which the water will be there in your sedimentation tank. That is nothing but called as a detention time. So it can be given as volume divided by discharge. Detention time can be given by volume by discharge. So these formulas are going to be the important, right? These formulas are going to be important, right, in order to solve the problems. So T is equal to volume divided by discharge. Usually, the value of the detention time, as we have discussed, it is going to, for a plain sedimentation tank, it is going to vary in between 4 to 8 hours. It is going to vary in between 4 to 8 hours. Now, we will see what is the flowing through period, right? What is the flowing through period? We will see the average time required for a batch of water to pass through the settling tank is called as a flowing through period, right? So this will be normally, it is going to be vary for 0.25 to 0.5 for a plain sedimentation tank. Now, overflow rate, right? The overflow rate, it is the quantity of water flow passing per hour per unit horizontal area, right? It is the quantity of water passing, right, per hour, right, per unit horizontal area is known as overflow rate. So surface loading, or your it can be given as Vs is equal to Q divided by A. Vs is equal to Q divided by A. Okay. So here it can be given by, right, overflow rate can be given by Q by A. It is going to be in terms of liter per day per meter square, or the liter per day per meter square. Okay. Now, the basin dimension, right? It can be, we will see this particular part is going to be important, right? The length to width ratios of the rectangular tank, that is the length should be 3 to 5 times greater than the width. Okay. Your length of your sedimentation tank should be 3 to 5 times more than your width of the tank. Okay. Now, and the depth of the basin should be around in between 2.5 to 5 meter. That means your depth of the tank should be, depth of your sedimentation tank should be in between 2.5 to, it should be in between 2.5 to 5 meter. Okay. and then with having a preferred value of 3 meter. The depth of normally it should be around 3 meter, but it can vary in between 2.5 to 5 meter. Okay, and it is the cross-sectional area, right? The velocity of the flow, as we have discussed, it should be normally it is around 0.3 meter per second. It is around 0.3 meter per second. Okay, so this is how your basin dimension should be. I have told that your depth should be around 3 to 2.5 to 5 meter. Normally, it will be around 3 meter depth, right? And it is, right, your length should be 3 to 5 times better than your breadth. Okay, and then we should have, right, there should be the bottom slope should be there, right, of 1% of the slope should be there in your sedimentation tank. Now inlet and outlet arrangement. Okay, so this is your inlet, right? In front of your inlet, right, the baffle wall should be there, right? In front of your inlet, the baffle walls should be there. So what the baffle wall will do, it is going to reduce the velocity. Okay, so this is what your inlet and outlet arrangement. So this is how it is going to look alike. Okay, so now we are going to solve some of the problems on your sedimentation tank, right? We will be solving some of the problems on sedimentation tank. Okay, so this is the formula that we are going to use, right? So length of the tank is equal to the length of the tank is equal to velocity into detention time. Okay, and then V is equal to LBH, that is length, breadth, and the height of a sedimentation tank if we are going to use a rectangular tank. Okay, now in addition to this, we will be using some other formulas, right? That is your detention time is equal to volume into detention time is equal to volume divided by discharge. Okay, and then we will be using, right, we will be using this particular formula, right, length. Then we will be, for a circular tank, we will be using this particular formula where V is nothing but the volume of a circular tank, D is nothing but the diameter of a circular tank, and H is nothing but the height of a circular tank. So V is volume, D is nothing but depth, H is nothing but the height of a sedimentation tank. Okay, now we will see one of the problems. See, in this particular problem, what is going to be asked you to determine is either length, breadth, and the height will be going to be asked to you, right? Right, length, breadth, and height will be going to be asked to you in your main exams. Okay, now we will solve two problems, very simple problems on the sedimentation tank. If we finish this, our normal sedimentation is going to be get finished. Okay, all parts of our sedimentation, normal sedimentation tank is going to be get finished if we complete these two problems. Okay, now straight away we are going to solve the problem. Okay, find the dimension of a rectangular sedimentation tank with the following data. Now they have told you to determine the dimensions of a rectangular sedimentation tank with the following data. Okay, what are the data they have given? They have given the volume of the water to be treated is 3 mld. 3 mld is nothing but 3 million liter per day. Okay, and detention time is 4 hours. That is, it is going to, the water will be there in your sedimentation tank for about 4 hours. If we convert into the meter, right, 1 hour will be having 60 minutes. So it is going to be 240 minutes. Now the velocity of the flow is 10 centimeter per minute. That is 0.1 meter per minute. Okay. Now, as we know that, right, 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. Now, the length of the tank is equal to, what is the formula? Length of the tank is equal to velocity into detention time. So, now what I have told you to determine, we want LBD, right? I have told you to find out LBD, that is length, breadth, and the depth. Okay. Now here we will see, right? We will see length is equal to velocity into detention time. Okay. Now the velocity is given to you in this problem. So it is 10 centimeter per minute, right? But I want the length to be in meters. So I will be just converting this into centimeter to meter. So 0.1 meter per minute, right? And then a detention time, it is 240 minutes. So multiply by 250, 240 minutes. So minute is going to be get cancelled. Now what remains is length is equal to 24 meters. The length is equal to 24 meters. Now we will see volume of the tank is equal to discharge into detention time. Okay. Volume is equal to discharge into detention time. So now discharge is given to you in the form of days. Okay. So similarly, I will be keeping it for day only, right? So volume unit is what? It is, I want this particular answer to be in meter cube. So what I will do? 3 into 10 to the power 6. Why 10 to the power 6? Because it is million. Okay. 3 into 10 to the power 6. Okay. 3 into 10 to the power 6. Now, what I will be doing? I will be converting, right, the liter into the meter cube. So liter to meter cube, if I am going to convert, right, I will be dividing this by 10 to the power 3. Okay, 1 liter is equal to 10,000 meter cube. So what I want is, I want in terms of meter cube. So it is meter cube per day, and multiply by detention time is 4 hours. So 4 hour, if I convert it into day, right, one day will be having 24 hours. So if I convert it into day is 24. So day get cancels, remains is your volume, that is 500 meter cube. Now already we know that, right? We already know that volume is equal to length into breadth into depth. So now here we are going to remain with volume divided by the length. So here we are going to get that volume is, we have already got it as 500 meter cube, right? Volume, we have already got it as 500 meter cube. So this is your 500 meter cube divided by 24. So we are going to get an area of around 20.8 meters square. Okay. Now, assuming, as I have told, what is the standard depth of the sedimentation tank to be kept? It is, normally we are going to keep around 2.5 meter to 5 meter. So normally we will be keeping it up to 3 meter depth. So if we keep that, right, what will be our area of your sedimentation tank, your width of your sedimentation tank? We have found out the area, we have found out the volume, right? We have found out the length, and we have assumed the depth, but we don't know the width of the tank. So width of the tank is equal to area divided by depth of the tank. Depth of the tank is, we have already assumed it. So what is area? Area is 20.8 meters square divided by depth is 3 meters. So if I divide area by depth, we are going to get 7 meters. Okay, around 7 meters we are going to get it. Okay, then provide extra depth of 1 meter and 0.5 meter. Okay, now we have got the depth 3 meter, right? Provide extra depth of 1 meter as a freeboard and 0.5 meter as a freeboard. One, provide extra depth for what? Sludge zone, right? We are going to provide 1 meter extra depth for the sludge zone and 0.5 meter as a your freeboard. So what is this extra depth? Okay, just we'll see it. So this is your extra depth of 1 meter for sludge zone. This is your sludge zone, right? And 0.5 meter extra as a freeboard. This is your freeboard. This particular thing is, I call it as a freeboard. The extra space that we are going to leave about the high level of from water, that we call it as a freeboard. So this is your freeboard. So this is 1 meter and this is 3 meter. And this is 0.5 meter. So this is 1. So total depth will be 3 plus 1 plus 0.5. So we are going to get the answer as 3 plus 1.5. 1 meter as a sludge is 1.5 meter as a extra depth. So we are going to get it as, right, total depth is 4.5 meter. So hence we are going to have the length as 24 meter, breadth as, okay, the length as 24 meter, breadth as 7 meter, right? Width of the tank is nothing but the breadth of the tank. Height is nothing but we have got it as a 4.5 meter. So this is what your dimension of rectangular sedimentation tank is. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That's
sir.
fine. Very good.
Yes, sir.
So this is what we have completed. Now we will see one more type of a tank. What we are going to have is a circular sedimentation tank. One more type of a tank. What we are going to have is a circular sedimentation tank. Okay. So we will see what is that circular sedimentation tank is. How we can design a circular sedimentation tank. Now find the dimension of a circular tank with the following data. Again, with the same data, we are going to solve it, right? Volume of water is 3 million liter per day. Then detention time is 4 hours. Velocity of flow is 10 centimeter. The same data, we are going to utilize it and we are going to solve the problem. Okay. Now, as I have told, what is how the formula, which formula we are going to use for the sedimentation tank is volume is equal to d square into 0.011 d plus 0.785 h. Okay. Where Irshad, please,
मर जाएगा.
Irshad. Okay. So volume is equal to d square into 0.011 d plus 0.75 h. H is height, d is diameter, v is volume. So now we already know that the volume of the tank is equal to discharge into detention time. So this is, we are going to, again, we are going to convert, right, liter to meter cube. So we are, this we have already done it per day, right? This is in per, this is in terms of hours. So I will be converting into per day. So this I will be getting the answer into meter cube. So this is the volume of your detention time is 500 meter cube. Now, what is the effective depth? We will be keeping the effective depth. We are going to, we have assumed that we are going to keep it as 3 meter. Okay. Now, 500 into your depth is nothing but here we are going to take it as a height. So here d square into 0.011 d plus 0.785 into h. So this is what your h is. So d is of 1.5 meter for sludge storage, right? I have told, right? We are going to have the sludge storage, right, for about 1.5 meter, right? And then we are going to have the size of the tank is, right, 14.2 meter is your diameter of the tank, 4.5 is your depth of the tank. So in your circular sedimentation tank, what is important is, right, this your diameter of the tank and the depth of the tank is going to be the important aspect. So here we have completed your a plain sedimentation tank without using the coagulants. We have in today's class we have completed what is plain sedimentation tank without having the use of the coagulant, that is your plain sedimentation tank we have studied. Now let us see what things we need to cover in our syllabus, right? We will see anything that has to be covered, right? We will see what has to be covered still. बस करें. Yes, we were in the second module, right? We were in your second module of your water treatment subject. So aeration process we have finished, intake structures we have finished, aeration we have finished, then limitations, right? And then a two film theory we have finished. So now we are in your third module of your water treatment. So here we have completed sedimentation, settling, types and design, right? Coagulation and flocculation, right? Clariflocculator, rectangular, then types of coagulants we need to cover, right? Types of coagulants, feeding devices, jar test apparatus, and then the estimation of coagulant that we need to cover. So we will be covering that in the next class. But we have we have in module 2 we have left with the unit flow treatment diagram that we are going to see. Right, we are going to see it now. Your unit flow diagram of your water treatment plant. We have not covered it. Yes, this is what your water treatment flow diagram, right? This is your water treatment flow diagram of your water treatment plant. So here, as raw water will be coming from intake structure, then it is going to enter into the screens where the larger floating elements is going to be get removed, right? And then the preliminary settling tank is nothing but your sedimentation, plain sedimentation. We are going to have the plain sedimentation. Then we are going to have it for the aeration process. After removing the larger floating elements, we are going to settle out the suspended particle from our plain sedimentation tank. Then we are going to send it to the aeration, right, in order to have an extra amount of DO into the aeration tank, right? The extra amount of air we are going to introduce, right, from the aeration process we are going to introduce. Then we are going to send the water, right? We are going to send the water to the coagulation sedimentation. We are going to have the chemical mixing over here, right? And then we are going to have the coagulation flocculation. What is coagulation flocculation? It is nothing but the suspended particles which are going to remain in water, right? We are going to remove it by adding certain of the chemicals, right? That is nothing but your coagulation sedimentation. We are going to discuss in detail regarding coagulation sedimentation. Then we will be studying regarding what are clarifiers, right? We have already studied what is clarifier. Clarifier is nothing but your coagulation sedimentation. Then in the next part of our module, we are going to cover the filter. That is the filtration we are going to cover. That is, here we are going to study regarding the rapid sand filter, slow sand filter. Now, what is filter? Right. Here we have removed a certain amount of suspended particles by using some of the chemicals, right? Still, there will be, if some of the chemical, some of the sediment or the suspended particles, if it is there in the water, right? Thus, we can remove it by using, right, the filter. So here we are going to use the two types of filter, that is slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. What is that filter, right? The suspended particles which are not removed in your coagulation, sedimentation, or in your sedimentation, that we are going to remove in your the filtration process. So this we are going to do it over here in the filtration process. Then we are going to send the water to the pump house after the filtration. Here there is a one more thing that is going to come after filtration is disinfection. After having the disinfection, we are going to send it to the pump house, right, for pumping, and then to the overhead tank, and then we are going to send it for the distribution unit. So after filtration, that disinfection process is that. So disinfection, we are going to do it by using, right, chlorine. For a normal public supply, we are going to have the disinfection by the sediment, disinfection by your chlorination process. We are going to have it. Okay. So here we have finished your plain sedimentation, right? Now we, in the next class at 5 p.m., we will be discussing regarding what is coagulation sedimentation, right? And probably we may finish all your coagulation sedimentation in a single class, right? We will be finishing your coagulation sedimentation thing in the next class. Okay. If anybody is having any doubts, anybody is having any doubts? Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. So write your attendances in your chat box. Be quick. Attendances in the chat box. And we are going to end the session, and we will be again meeting at 5 p.m.